Hey everybody, I'm back for another round of Bellringer. You know what day it is? Well, it's Friday, everybody. Of course we know. It's in the song, everybody. Yeah, it's the best day. Gotta get down on Friday, everybody. Yeah, thanks, Little Red. Let's do the Bellringer, and then we'll talk about Friday's class. All right. Hey now. Mr. Kovacs class. It's Mr. Kovacs class. You might learn a ton. It's Mr. Kovacs class.
It's interesting too.
It's Mr. Kovacs class.
And he's super cool.
It's Mr. Kovacs class. All right, here's a typical cell. I mean, don't worry, we're going to go back and review all the parts of the cell, so I'm not expecting you to remember all this from like other grades. But you know that cells have this membrane. And so what we're learning now is about diffusion. And of course, you know that some things that are small, like water molecules, they can easily just pass in and out of cells. They slip right through the cell membrane. Oxygen can slip in and out of cells right through the cell membrane. Carbon dioxide, the toxic, like this would be made near the mitochondria after respiration, and it's a poison. You got to get rid of it. You get rid of it because it builds up in your cell and then just diffuses out. But some molecules are big, like this is glucose. It's too big just to get in and out. So you have to open up a doorway to let it in. You actually have to let it in. That's called, it still moves by diffusion. It will move if there's more glucose outside the cell, it will move in, but only if there's a door open. All right? So we're going to be doing a lab today. If you have lab today, we'll probably actually start it even if you don't have lab today in the second half of our period. And we're going to be studying diffusion. So we're going to do a lab. Of course, we need test tubes. Wait a minute. No test tubes for this lab. What? 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 What, everybody? What? Say what, everybody? That's right, no test tubes for this lab, but there's some glassware. We still don't want to break any of it. But we're going to use 250 milliliter Pyrex beakers, right? So they're graduated too, right? So that means graduated means they have little lines on them. Beakers are not the most accurate, but they're going to be good enough for us, close enough for us. So you'll be using a beaker, and you're going to be testing a couple different things in lab over the next few days. The first one's pretty simple is, well, you can read the directions, but we're going to just calculate the rate of diffusion through water, okay? You'll see how that goes. Our second test is a little more complicated. So I whipped up some gelatin, Jello. But it's just straight gelatin. There's no flavoring in it. And to be honest, I put in it a chemical called phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein is a chemical that turns pink if it's in a basic solution, right? So like here's sodium hydroxide with no phenolphthalein in it. Add a little bit of phenolphthalein, 1 drop. And look, it's pink. And I purposely made that pink so you know that's not water, that's sodium hydroxide. That's a strong base. All right, so we're gonna use this gelatin, we're just gonna break it up into cubes or little chunks, right? Large, medium, and small. And then we're gonna calculate how, we're just gonna calculate how size affects how well diffusion happens. And hopefully what we'll get out of this is that, hopefully you'll find that the reason why cells by like design have to stay small. Like if you want to become a big organism like a blue whale, you don't have bigger cells, you have just more cells, and size is important. And we'll talk about that. You're going to need to know how to use one of these. I know, scary, right? And the part you're going to use is the millimeter side, okay? But this is actually in centimeters, and hopefully you remember that like 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters, 20 centimeters, or 22 centimeters is 20 milliliters, so forth, okay? There are no eighths or quarter inches or anything like that. When we use millimeters, it's going to be like 4 milliliters, 5 millimeters, 12 millimeters, right? That's, yeah. I'm worried that some of you, that's what we're gonna have to spend most time on, measuring. All right, let's do this.